Yes, the Detroit Lions took another L today. Let's begin.
It's LeGarrette Blount here, man, 3-time Super Bowl champion. I just want to give you a shout out to the YouTube channel, MicroMike, man.
Hey, Eddie Murray, former Detroit Lion. Make sure you watch MicroMike on YouTube.
Calvin Johnson Jr. here, aka Megatron. Big shout out to MicroMike and the YouTube channel, man.
Keep on talking everything Detroit Lions, and I just got to remind you, man, happy wife, happy life.
What's going on YouTube? This is your boy Mr. MicroMike, and today we're going to talk about the Detroit Lions versus the Tennessee Titans that just took place. And yes, the Detroit Lions took a big fat L, and we're going to get all into it. But before we do that, if you're not a subscriber, let's get to 11,000 subscribers. Hit that big red subscribe button and help me get there. That would be fantastic. And if you have not hit that like button, do so. Hitting that like button gets the video out via YouTube algorithm, and that would be fantastic. Yes, the Detroit Lions took that L, even with Matthew Stafford playing. I tell you what, no matter what you're going to say about Matthew Stafford, this, that, and the other, this guy is one tough SOB. He gets in there even when he's banged up from the floor up. Personally, I just wanted them to rest him, didn't want him to get hurt anymore. You know, tired of seeing him getting beat up, but he is one tough guy. And it was a tough game because the Tennessee Titans were a physical football team. What can we say? We all knew it. Every one of us knew that this was going to be a game extremely difficult for the Detroit Lions to win because the Tennessee Titans are a physical football team who are on the cusp of clinching playoff berth. So the Lions would have to go to Tennessee and beat up on a team that is a team that beats up on other teams. And that wasn't going to be likely, and that's exactly what we seen here. The Detroit Lions dropped to 5 wins and 9 losses here. Yes, 9 losses. They're now eliminated from the playoff contention. But more importantly, we're getting close to the NFL draft spot, and that's what we're going to be looking forward to in the next couple of weeks and the next couple of months to see exactly where they're going to be at. When we talk about this game, we talk about King Henry, Derrick Henry just destroying this defensive line and linebacking core. Linebacking core is absolute garbage, and when you're going against the best running back, from my personal standpoint, physical, punch you in the mouth, 6'3", just a beast of a guy, it was not a match. It was not even close. You can't stop a team that has a running back with that physicality and that push that he does. It wasn't going to happen. The only way that would occur is if he was knocked out of the game. That did not occur. Derrick Henry tore up this defense. Yes, Darrell Bevell is doing a lot better than Matt Patricia, but at some point, like I've been saying, there is a point where players cannot cover up the issues. And when it comes to the defense, a lot of players on this defense are not starters. This linebacking core is just depleted. This defensive line has issues. This team needs new players. This defense needs new roster spot. There's going to be a lot of things that need to take place for this team to get better. Patricia hurt this team. Quinn hurt this team, and you're seeing it with the bad players on defense. There's nothing Darrell Bevell can do about that. The defense has lack of players, lack of quality players. In my personal opinion, I know this may be controversial, I think this defense is less talented than the 2008 defense. From a linebacker standpoint, defensive line, it's very depleted, and you can see it. Derrick Henry just taking his muscle, throwing players down like it's nothing. And that's what a team like this does. You can just see that their talent is far more improved than the Detroit Lions' talent. The Detroit Lions needs a lot of overhaul on this defense, and it's going to take the NFL draft, possible some free agents, to help turn this roster over, and they were not going to win this game because of the lack of talent on there. They'll play action. Ryan Tannehill carving up this defense. When you have Derrick Henry, the play action kills you, and with all the issues in the Detroit Lions secondary, we've seen it here. Play action, big pass. play action, big pass. Roll out from the quarterback, big play. The Lions offense has talent, no doubt about it. But if you don't have any talent on defense, it doesn't matter who your quarterback is. It doesn't matter who your wide receiver is. It doesn't matter who your running back is. It doesn't matter your offensive line. You're not going to win football games when your defense is this pathetic, when it's this bad. The new GM, new head coach, got a lot of work to do. A ton of work to do. And hats off to them when they get to the work. That's just the truth. And the Detroit Lions were not going to win this game because of the talent is completely different. When it comes to what we've seen on here, look, we know what we got with Marvin Jones Jr. He's doing good as a wide receiver, catching everything that he can, with the lack of personnel around him due to Kenny Galladay injury. Same with TJ Hawkinson. We know what we have at this point for the Detroit Lions roster. For me to do grades and to talk about this, that, and the other, we already know. We already got an idea here, so it's almost pointless to continue to talk about what we're seeing here. For my personal opinion, what I want to see in the next 2 weeks, let's get younger, let's see more Cephas, let's see more players that we're going to have to look at from a roster standpoint. I mean, there's a lot of people that should not be on this team, so let's go ahead and utilize the skill set from the young players we have on here to see if they're available to be on the team. When it comes to Akwara, we definitely want to re-sign this guy. He's doing a lot considering he's holding down he's like the best player on the defense. And so, of course, offenses are going to scheme around him, but he's still making plays. So, hats off to him. And that is a person we can definitely bring back for the 21 season. There's a couple of positives in this game. Pennicini, I think he's actually a really good piece to this defense, and he'll be a good rotational player going forward upon this defensive line, and we can see more of him. We can see more of these young pieces for next season. But Harris, to me, I think Harris is not a quality safety for the Detroit Lions, but let's play him just to make 100% sure. So this new GM comes in here, this new head coach can evaluate him and the players around him. I mean, we really need to look at this. We truly do. We know we have in the linebacking core. Why aren't we playing Jalen Reeves-Maybin? We know what we have in Jelani Tavai. We know what we have in Jared Davis. We know what we have. More or less, we know what we don't have, and we don't have talent here. Could they be better in a better system? Yeah. But these, let's be honest here. They're not in my opinion, they're not starters in the NFL. I think the real only starter for linebacker we have is probably Jamie Collins. And I'm not talking about him as being an all-stud or anything. I'm just talking about being a starter. And so when you have these players here and for the Lions to look at who's going to be on this team, they got to evaluate these guys. They got to evaluate, and we're going to have a lot of turnover, in my opinion, in the offseason. So I'm not going to do these grades, this, that, and the other. It seems pointless, from my opinion. We can just look upon what the Detroit Lions draft spot's going to be like. A lot of teams that we need to win are doing so, and that will be good. If we can get a better draft spot, guess what, folks? We can help out this team via roster. So this new GM can do it. So that's what I want to look forward to for the upcoming games, is I'm watching other teams to see how they do, because there's a lot of 4 or 5 win teams. Where's the Detroit Lions going to be in the draft spot? We're not just talking about the first round pick. We're talking about second, third, fourth. It goes in there. So it's extremely important for this team to get these high draft picks to help turn over this depleted defense and possibly get the quarterback of the future for Matthew Stafford. I love what Matthew Stafford's doing. He's hardcore, playing when he's beat up. But let's be honest here. I think it is time for us to draft the heir apparent to him. And there's some quarterbacks that's going to be available, in my opinion, for the Detroit Lions, just depending where the draft spot is. So we got to pay attention to draft spot. We got to utilize and look at these players currently on the roster. Who is going to stick on the roster? Are we going to extend Akwara? Are we going to extend Kenny Galladay? He's not playing. There's nothing we can do about that, but we can still have communication there. We got to look at the young players on this team And that's the bottom line. That's what we got to do for this football team and what's taking place and for the next couple of weeks of this team. And so let's not get mad on the win-loss at this point. You're working with what you have. And Darrell Bevell is working with a pile of bad roster, at least on the defensive side. But we've seen some growth this season. TJ Hawkinson definitely is having a really good year. Matthew Stafford's showing he's very strong. Marvin Jones Jr., I personally like to have Marvin Jones Jr. back. Maybe they will sign him to a 1-year deal or a 2-year deal. I would like that. But this is the type of things that we got to look upon for the next couple of weeks. And this is what we got to judge. Let's not judge win-loss at this point unless we win. That's not good. From a draft standpoint, especially the fact that now we're eliminated from playoff contention, we got to look at what this roster is going to look like. You know, what is this team's going to do going forward? And from there, a lot of decisions to be made. And there's going to be a lot of videos coming up about that. I'm going to have videos dropping tomorrow, so you want to hit that notification bell. Going to have videos dropping on Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday, One Pride Podcast. You know, we have some more people that join Infinite Sports Network. You're going to want to jump on there. They're Tennessee Titans guy. Let's Talk Lions. And they're in the description, so you want to make sure to continue to be on this channel because so much stuff is taking place from my channel standpoint as well as Infinite Sports Network and Chat Sports. In my opinion, the greatest online assembly of brains regarding sports for a YouTube. So a lot of stuff is taking place, folks. Let's just take it day by day. Hit that notification bell. You know, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button so we can continue to bring the Pride Nation out, and people who don't have that voice, get that voice out. That's what it's all about, folks. And with that said, folks, adios.